see, I mean, this is not how it used to happen in a sane climate. Before Yaya Bello, there has been so many ways by which EFCC used to lay siege, try to bombard some people's house, they caught it, sting operations and what have you. I remember these things has happened to, I think, Fayoshe. Sometimes even there was a time the security laid siege on the house of the former Senate President Bukola Saraki and the rest of them in the name of trying to do some sting operation, even to some judges. I remember sometimes during the Buhari's time that some high court judges, federal high court judges, their house were somehow being bombarded and all those things. These are not the most, it's not a civilized way of trying to get somebody who is still presumed innocent. It's true, you get a warrant, but why blockade? Why all this warrants? I mean, why all this hula baloo and all the stories? What is the major interest in trying to get Yaya Bello at least at all costs? These are the questions we should be asking ourselves. If the EFCC is doing this in the interest of Nigeria, if all the security agencies that were attached to the EFCC as far as the sister security agencies are concerned, why is blockade? Why is desperation in getting him into the net? And Yaya Bello is a Nigerian like any other person. Why can't they deploy some other intelligent way of getting him anywhere? Because he cannot remain indoor for life.
Okay.
If you actually do your work very well, you don't need any blockade.
So are you trying to say that the EFCC are infringing on its fundamental human rights?
Sure, they are infringing, and honestly, the way they are handling the matter seems it go beyond just a mere trying to get this man to explain how A becomes Z as far as the allegation leveled against him. It's not civil. The world has moved beyond all this apes-obey system of doing things. Yes, why will you blockade him? Why is that? Because this money, in whatever form, somebody must have reported the case. Even though you have been following him, yes, since 2015. Thank you. You are doing your job.
Okay.
Now he's out of the government. I mean, the government house.
Yes.
There is no immunity again. You must have been tracking him all this while and you have not been successful. You continue to track him.
All right.
Until you are able to find a way by which, I mean, in a very civilized way, he will be at least apprehended if he failed to turn himself in after a lot of information. And at the end of the day, let me even tell you, when the EFCC succeeded in doing all this, hula baloo blockade and what have you, and he's been trying to, because the way I see it's like they want to go and capture him. So it's no more arrest, he's about capturing. So by the time they now capture him, they put him in their detention. There are a lot of things. At the end of the day, they will say they give administrative bill, they will say they give him on a personal recognition, even though at the end of the day, they say he has to pay some so amount of millions. At the end of the day, we will still get bail. Why do we have to first of all make all these noises everywhere, which at the end of the day is bailable offense?
All right, Malam Yita, I sincerely apologize. At this point, the conversation is actually getting interesting. At this point, we have to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue with this. And this morning, we've been having conversations based on the saga between the EFCC and the former governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, over alleged misappropriation of funds. Do not go anywhere.
Domin bunƙasa tattalin arziki da kuma inganta tsadar rayuwa, gwamnati ta cire tallafin mai da ya hana muna ci gaba. A sakamakon haka, farashin sufuri ya ƙaru sosai kuma yin rayuwa ta zama nauyi ga mutane da dama. Muna gabatar da compressed natural gas wato CNG, ba shi da illa, yana da aminci ga muhalli, yana da arha, ga tsaftataccen ƙonawa kuma zai aiwata muku nisan tuƙi. Ku ziyarci cibiyoyin canji da aka tabbatar a Lagos, Ogun, Abuja, Kaduna da Rivers don canza motar ku zuwa CNG kuma ku fara jin daɗin mai arha da ingantacciyar rayuwa. Don ƙarin bayani kan shirin PCNGI, ku yi mana email a info@pci.gov.ng ko ku kira mu a 0700 kuma kar ku manta ku bi mu akan Twitter waton X, Facebook da Instagram at PCNG Initiative. Shiga tsarin juyin CNG a yau don samun rayuwa mai haske da rahusa nan gaba.
CNG, cheaper fuel for better living.
For your roofing nails, galvanized roofing sheets, coated tile roofs and rods. Come wire, the leading brand. Cam Industries Nigeria Limited has become a household name within and outside Nigeria, producing quality products of international standard. Experience the best galvanized roofing sheets, color-coated sheets, stone-coated roofing sheets, nails of all sizes, twisted nails, binding wire, Cooper roofing nails produced with the best technology from Germany, Belgium, China, and best machines from India. Cam Steel, good news for construction workers as we produce the best iron rods like Elephant TMT, Cam Steel TMT, iron rods, BRC, EMT, UK Care certified for quality. We produce other iron rods compliant with SON and British standard for heavy constructions. Products from Cam Industries and Cam Steel is value for money and will make you sleep in peace. For further inquiries, call 070-0012-3450. Cam Industries, quality products, affordable price.
Diamond FM, your one-stop dial.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, and you're listening to the voice of Odogu. And I have here with me Malam Abiodun Yita, and we've been having conversations on the saga in Kogi State between the EFCC and the former governor, Yaya Bello, over alleged misappropriation of funds. His residence was surrounded yesterday, and also his successor, that's talking about Usman Ododo, paid him a visit, and Malam Yita has been airing his thoughts concerning what he feels the EFCC should have done. Now, Malam Yita, listen to the reaction of the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana. He stated that the allegation made by Yaya Bello that EFCC has disobeyed court order by attempting to arrest him to answer to the charge of 84 billion naira is untenable. As a former governor, Bello has lost his immunity to be prosecuted. No court can confer a life immunity on a former governor in Nigeria. Now, this is coming from the angle of, let's say, law, from a senior advocate.
Well, the position of law is very clear. The immunity can never cover an individual for life.
Okay.
And for governor is 8 years. For office of the president is 8 years. These are the two offices I believe that were covered by immunity. The good thing for Yaya Bello is first of all to turn himself in the first instance, so that all these Ulabalu on trying to capture him or arrest him by force and by fire will not even come up.
Okay.
But after he failed to do
the
honorable thing expected of him, they also want to do gestapo. However, two wrongs can never
make it right. Now,
that's one.
Concerning this, the media aide to Yaya Bello stated that they didn't get any notification in form of a letter or anything. Do you think that is the reason?
I doubt.
Okay.
I doubt. They are only putting up some defense. I'm not working in the AFCC. But when issue happen to an average Nigerian, even not only these big men, they will always find a defense in order to get public sympathy. There is no how he wouldn't have been invited before getting this court warrant. And remember, Federal High Court for that matter.
Okay.
We now see conflicting issue now. One, they now go and get injunction. If they have not been arrested, I mean they have not been invited, why going to the Kogi State High Court to get an injunction? So you must have seen some kind of invitation or whatever
before going to the court.
Now rush to the Kogi State High Court to get a warrant. I mean a kind of injunction for not to be arrested, prosecuted, and whatever. And let me tell you, an injunction lasted for 2 weeks. It lasted for 2 weeks. If you collect that injunction, it's not forever. So when the period of the injunction lapses, then the substantive or whatever that been the major thing of the case can now come to play. That is number one. 2, the EFCC not having received or I don't want to know, having get the notice that they are collected or get this injunction from the federal, State High Court. Now went ahead to the Abuja High Court, Federal High Court in Abuja to get another warrant of arrest. However, it has been alleged that this same EFCC has appealed that injunction from the Kogi State High Court and the Court of Appeal. Why not waiting?
So you are saying
so there is some element of desperation in one quarters in order to get Yaya Bello into their net.
Okay.
So, and that is why we have to be very careful.
So in other words,
I'm not saying that Yaya Bello is
EFCC's
clean or whatever, but the EFCC has not been civil in the way they are handling this matter. After all, Nigeria are looking at it from another angle. That at the end of the day, when he entered the net, there are some bargaining that will be going up and down behind the scene and whatever. And that's why all the boys in
it will amount to bail.
They are living large. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Somebody recanted his experience that if you happen to find yourself when you have been tried with these rich men, you will know how our security, some of these are security agencies always come for the negotiation here and there. Remember when the DSS were fighting over a particular person, I think Emefiele, in the court with the
correctional operatives.
So somebody came up on here that look, all what was there is that they have seen that the DSS must have at the end of the day all these normal cutting corners, and then the correctional services are waiting for their own, so that by the time he's in their net they will be able to give him preferential treatment, and so many things will be robbing the palm. That is what the same thing. If you see an average Nigeria being desperate to do some things, we now ask you, is it in the interest of the country? Is it in the interest of Nigeria? Is it in the interest of the people of the Kogi State that you are trying to bring out their money? We are not saying the EFCC are not doing their job. They are doing. But still, wouldn't that curve somebody is still something that go deeper than recovery?
But don't you think that EFCC as an agency at all costs must carry out their duty, even if it means going to the United Nations Court to get an injunction to, apprehend someone? Don't you think they are doing their duty?
As we read, there is an injunction from the Kogi State High Court.
Exactly.
That Yaya Bello should not be arrested, prosecuted, or even detained. Then the EFCC appealed that judgment. That injunction. In order to vacate it, then why not wait for the decision of that vacation before getting another warrant of arrest somewhere, or warrant of arrest from the Federal High Court, in order to get him to the hook? Look, whatever we do, it has to be within the confines of the law.
What about if there is substantive evidence concerning this misappropriation?
Let us wait. The first thing is to get him to answer to all these allegations.
Okay. Now,
no matter how weighty, no matter how they have the evidence beyond any reasonable doubt, the process of getting him arrested or getting him invited, the process of getting him to come and answer to all these allegations. After all, EFCC is not the court. They are investigative agencies. At the end of the day, they will still have to take him to court.
Exactly.
In order to answer all this. So why can't they continue their investigation, try to look at a very civil way to get him catch? There are many people that even in the airport, they arrest them when they are, even some people will be doing some shoppings, and you see this there. Gone are the days now when you used to have what we call it's not DSS then, but whether ISO or how they call them, they are detective, intelligent. You hardly know them. There are women, young one, old men. They disguise. They do a lot of
CID.
things. And the CID, fine. The CID, they have their way. Criminal investigative intelligent people. They are well trained. There is a way they will monitor you, and you hardly know them. And at no time, if they want to use that detective way, it is very easy. So, and let me tell you,
yes,
we are only deceiving ourselves. As of today, Yaya Bello, as ex-governor, we have policeman as part of his security agencies. The policeman is being paid by the federal government too. Then that policeman will now be more loyal to Yaya Bello than even the federal government. I'm coming to the other side of it. For the EFCC and all the sister agencies that were mounting blockade there, for Ododo with the full security agencies to even went there, and at the end of the day get Yaya Bello out of it, is also a kind of a way by which the governor, the incumbent governor, also violated the law. Why will you? And that is why when they are being swearing, that is, I will not allow my personal interest or ill will
or my predecessor's interest,
whatever, to now make me use the office against the state. Because the EFCC are agency of the state. For Yaya Bello for Ododo to use his full security in order to intimidate those ones and come out. And the question will now be, those who lead the EFCC blockade team and the person who led that of Ododo security force, who is the most senior? Because there must be order.
That's actually a big question.
There must be order. Somebody must be able to give order to someone.
The governor is actually the chief of staff, the commander-in-chief of the state.
But the same thing happened in Abuja. That means outside is Ododo's also territory.
Now let us look at.
So automatically, if assuming there is proper military hierarchy, and then the what I know it is happening in police, somebody must senior somebody. So at the end of the day, the law and the authority must come to play, even though the governor is the one that you ask to be protected. If your rank is lower than that one that meant blockade, I don't think you have any reason to violate that law.
Let's not divert, Malam.
Same thing I understand.
Let's not divert, Malam. We've also touched on the solidarity of Governor Usman Ododo towards his predecessor. So, in essence, what you're trying to say is that the EFCC, the agency known as the EFCC, have breached the fundamental human rights in the situation that occurred yesterday. Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that they are not being civil. They have to be more civil in their approach.
Okay.
Because blocking somebody at home somehow is true. His own fundamental human right has been infringed upon. However, the governor that the Ododo himself that now went in with his full security to also bring him out has not done the right thing.
All right. Thank you so much.
So in two ways now, we have to strike a balance. And the balance is that they must allow the position of the law. It must be lawful. Let the EFCC go back to the court of appeal, vacate the injunction so that they can now secure another warrant that will enable them to get Yaya Bello. That's number one. Two, what they need to do again is to allow the detectives to do their job in order to give the information about his movement and whereabouts, and they know where they will get him and get him easily. It's not about this Gestapo or trying to invade his privacy or try to now arrest him by fire by force, like if you want to capture somebody who is a runaway prisoner.
All right, Malam Yita, thank you so much for your submission.
The world is looking at us.
Sincerely, the world is looking at Nigeria at this point where everyone is wide awake in terms of the situation of our polity. The youths are wide awake, and sincerely, we need to get it right. At this point, we need to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll start taking comments and reactions from our listeners. It's still the Diamond Breakfast Show. Do not go anywhere.
Dìde kára ó lè. Dìde kára ó lè. Ó yá lé dànù orí fífọ́, lé dànù ara ríro, lé dànù òtútù ibà, lé dànù. For fast relief of cold pain, fever and headache. Dìde kára ó lè kókó.
Ẹ sọ fún ẹ̀fọ́rí òtútù yìí bàtàrà ríro kí wọ́n kán lùgbọ́ one time. Kára ó lè ti dé o. Àgbáwọlé ní iṣẹ́ ni àkàwọlé ń tè kan. Koríko tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti tẹ òtún gbérí mọ́. Dìde kára ó lè lúbúlúbú funfun pẹ̀yìn ìrúkù sarajọ mẹ́ra yágágá. Àjàká kò tí sọkọ fún ẹ̀fọ́rí òtútù yìí bàtàrà ríro lágọ̀ọ́ ara. Káì! Kàsàkàsà knockout. Agbára ju agbára lọ. Dìde kára ó lè jagunla bí olùgbòǹgbò gàjàtọ̀ ara jà tó ketílẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ ìlú rakẹ́gbà. To Yield Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. Àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi kápò oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. Bára rẹ̀ ò bá yá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Má ṣàfihàn o, kàn sí dókítà rẹ̀.
Compressed natural gas. Now the fuel yo. Oh yeah. Better for your car, better for your pocket yo, and your environment. Better energy for car owner. Ogbonge fuel for transporter. And say
my people, renewed hope don dey shele. Compressed natural gas (CNG) na the way. This one no be for cooking o, na to put for your car. E dey cheaper than petrol and diesel. E dey burn clean and run smooth. E no dey contaminate engine oil with yamayama. Lie with CNG as well. Your motor go gbadu am, your pocket go like am, your environment sef go enjoy am. So therefore, forward march go any certified conversion centers wey near you for Lagos, Abuja, Ogun, Kaduna, Rivers, etc. Go convert your vehicle to use compressed natural gas (CNG) now. CNG, cheaper fuel for better living.
Hello there. Looking for fun, laughter, entertainment, dance, trend, want to mingle or connect, some relaxation, and many more? Search no further. Diamond Amusement Park, located at Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Ilori, is where you get those. We've got pendulum, carousels, rocket launcher, roller coaster, Oculus Quest, swimming pool, table tennis, bumper car, swing, seesaw, horse merry-go-round, slides, lawn tennis, video games PS4, piggy cart, to mention few. Feel the adrenaline rush as I list our games. Want to celebrate your child's birthday, graduation, reunion, get together, or want to surprise your friend, partner, or family? Come visit Diamond Amusement Park today and you'll be glad you did. Refreshment is available at affordable rate. Gate fee is 500 naira. For further inquiry, call 080-2677-3152 or visit Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Ilori. Diamond Amusement Park, truly home of unlimited fun.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
All right, so welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, and this morning we're having a very interesting conversation, and it's concerning the siege that was laid by operatives of the EFCC to the residence of the former governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, in order to arrest him, which is concerning the money laundering charges that was leveled against him, 84 billion naira. Leveled against him. Well, this is the point where you get to hear your thoughts concerning what you think concerning the situation. Now, on our Facebook platform, Odwayo Adetunji says Nigeria should learn from developed countries like UK and USA that will arrest the criminals without any stress. All right, thank you so much. On our WhatsApp platform, this one is from Engineer Abdul Yasir Alubarika from Offa Garage. It says, good morning, presenter and the analyst. Nigerian constitution is the problem, but failure to abide by the law of our leaders are the problem, because politics in Nigeria is a business. We can only get it right except we have functioning constitution. All right, the number to call to participate in this conversation is 0913 655 6952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, ma.
We thank God for the grace of the new day. I wish every one of you there a blissful day.
Amen.
And blessing and profession to the CEO chairman of the Diamond FM.
All right.
I'm Professor Sayodele speaking from the airport.
You're welcome.
The topic is so interesting. Until our leaders, they to hold the confab. The office of the president is 8 years. Office of the governor is 8 years. Any governor that finish his tenure, to not have access in government house again. And Yaya Bello, the former governor, supposed to dress and walk my dead Kale to EFCC office. It's not need that they will be searching him around. Because to hold the governor for 8 years is a prestigious. Yaya Bello is an icon, and we're proud of him.
Right.
So he's supposed to answer the EFCC, but upon us, our leader, they should allow the law to work. If the law is work, it won't be difficult for EFCC to arrest, because it's
Oh, we lost her. All right, keep your calls coming in. 0913 655 6952. That's the number to call. This message is from Ridwanullah Olamileko Kudayo. He says, "Good morning, Odogu and the guests in the house. This is a lesson to all Nigerians that we should be wary of those we vote for. I always learn a lot from this program and would like to learn more. Why is the judiciary contradicting one another? Why should a number one of a certain state act in such manner? This shows that our politicians are just serving their godfathers and not the masses." Thank you so much, Ridwanullah. Thank you for your contribution. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good. Okay, keep it coming. 0913 655 6952. Good morning, Odogu and our guest. EFCC to Yaya Bello is a political game. It's the interest of Kogi's people. Okay? It's the interest of Kogi people. Before President Tinubu came into office, EFCC headquarters in Abuja only had record of recovering December 2015 from January 2016 till Buhari left office. No record of corruption had eaten up EFCC office. If you're in doubt, just check their luxury life in Ilorin office. Are they not civil servants? How much is their salary compared to their lifestyle? David Williams. Well, kindly note that the thoughts and opinions aired on this platform is not the opinions of Diamond FM. It's actually the thoughts and opinions of our listeners. Well, keep your calls and your contributions coming in. 0913 655 6952. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
I'm calling from.
What's your name, please?
This is Balam calling from.
All right, Balam, good morning. Go ahead.
God bless Nigeria.
Yes, please.
You see, on the issue of Yaya Bello, it is very, very unfortunate. And what I learned from yesterday, Shama, was that it means there was no system working in Nigeria. Because how could the judiciary do different courts interpret differently, and that there is no synergy? How security agencies? There was a particular agency that message. There was another security agency that led the part of the government or whatever. They want to, if they were working for the interest of Nigeria, not that they were working, they were loyal to the person they are attached to. They also have understand one another in such a way that they will just arrest the Yaya Bello yesterday. And like our guest has already mentioned, that maybe the way they
Oh, we lost him. It seems there was a network issue. We're trying to get him clearly. Well, okay, I think our time is fast spent, but I still have few things I need to discuss because this conversation is actually very interesting. Now, this issue in Kogi State, if you looked at the clip that surfaced online when Governor Usman Ododo entered into the streets that led to former Governor Yaya Bello's house. We saw crowds cheering and chanting praises for Ododo and maybe Yaya Bello. Don't you think that this incidents might lead to certain unrest? And in case of future occurrence, how do you think the EFCC and other agencies can find a way to ameliorate situations like this, not to lead to an unrest? That's number one. And number two, I want you to just summarize it. What's the way forward to avoid counter-court orders such as this?
Well, see, the first one you have just raised. The politicians knows their way. Whenever they have any issue, they run against the law. The first thing is to see how they will seek the public sympathy in such a way that people will now see them as being an angel instead of looking at the other way around. And let me tell you, to get those who will continue to hail you, do all these things for you. Is a very cheap amount. Just release a certain amount of money to some people. They will just go to who says on two and all this beggar area of Abuja, and before you know it, you assemble them in hundreds.
People can be bought.
What are you saying? This is a normal thing. All those protests here and there that you see in Abuja and FCT is simple. Those crowds that you see, some of them don't even know the meaning of what they are doing. At the end of the day, they will be paid 1,000, they will be paid 2,000 naira for their day, and that's all. It's not a genuine hailing, it's not a genuine protest. Even those who use them know they have some contractors that anytime you just need crowd to follow you. It's a matter of putting a call through, and you will negotiate the amount. Before you know it, you see crowd. So all those ones is not just thing that we can say that is the position of the Kogi State people. No. Or even the political followers of Oyaya Bello, they are rented crowd.
So you're saying it's just a means of survival?
They are rented crowd. They will just tell them, this is what we want you to do. And at the end of the day, in fact, at the end of that show, if you are able to stay longer, you see them fighting for money. So is that a genuine thing?
So how do we curb this?
It's only as the media. It's good as you look at it from that angle. But as a realist, that is what I always see at the end of that kind of scenario. That okay, they want to woo public sympathy. They want to show some things as if the person is popular. If he's been arrested or something, there will be some tension or arrest in the country. My brother, it's not as it is.
Okay.
I'm not sure it is real.
Right.
And for the issue of order and counter order, I think there was a time the National Judicial Council regulated this giving out injunction. In fact, injunction at a time in this country is like a mommy market or something that somebody will just sit down somewhere and they will give a court injunction. But I think some years back, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there has been a kind of very strict regulation as far as this injunction being given by the court. I wonder why this one come up. You know, during all this political trial in the tribunals and whatever, there are counter injunctions, over injunctions, and I remember the NJC called all the judges to orders that before you give an injunction, there must be this, there must be that, because the governors use some of the judges at their very state high courts, state courts, in order to get this injunction at the beck and call. But the NJC, as a regulatory body, has a kind of power to regulate how these injunctions were being done, and that has been done perfectly. But as this one come up now, I still want to revise to Nigeria Judicial Council, and the Chief Justice of Nigeria to see and try to see a way of regulating how the judges are giving out this injunction so that their office will not be abused. The politicians are ready to abuse any office. It's only the owner of the office that will attach the integrity to his office and no, I will not allow my office to be used for your own personal interest in whatever form. I think the NJC have done a lot, but in this kind of
they need to do more.
They need to do more.
Thank you so much. This actually speaks a lot concerning our justice system in Nigeria, and I think Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, that's the NJC chairman.
No, that is the Attorney General.
The Attorney General, rather,
yes,
is also part of the old Judicial Council. He should also do more in
the
terms
Chief Justice of the Federation is the chairman of the Nigeria Judicial Council.
Okay. Now, quickly, let's delve into the controversy surrounding the removal of the APC national chairman by a Kano State High Court yesterday. You're already laughing, Malam. Yesterday, the Kano State High Court granted they upheld the removal of the APC national chairman. That's talking about Justice Usman Na Abba. And the APC in Kano State, they were unsatisfied by what they describe as a fraudulent ex parte order. This is another order again from the court, granted by Justice Naba of the Kano State High Court. And the Ganduje Ward chapter of the party in Dawakin Tofa local government area of the state has written a petition to the National Judicial Council. And according to them, the core of its petition revolves around the principle that the judiciary should not intervene in internal affairs of a political party without clear evidence that the party's internal mechanisms, as outlined by its constitution and have been exhausted. This is their own stand. That's talking about the APC in Kano State. Sincerely, I would like to hear your thoughts, but we have to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll look at this issue in Kano State.
Nigeria Limited, Webane, Meputa, product the Nobodo Nigeria man abroad. Galvanized roofing sheets, Ntushiri Kediche, stone coated colored Dichiche, roofing nail, twisted nail, preach, binding wire, DK, na cam wire industry, our technologies in Germany, Belgium, China, weapon machine is in India, Ejaroro, na cam steel, in the contract to a Western Sobu, Ibe Habu in Kesiri, Elephant TMT, Cam City MT, Ige Cam, DRC, M10, UK Case, Indi SON, Mandi British Standard, Porohan Nukumon, Cam Industry Steel, Meputaro, Ihe, Ne Wetego, Ma, Izunike, na product nine, and Meputaro. On way house, I chori mara, Wahane Pentiha, 0700-123-450. Cam Industry, na Cam Steel, Buhafoma, Eje Jemba.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ bá fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ Diamond Arena ni ẹ ti ṣe. Diamond Arena ni gbọ̀ngàn tó bá gbà.
Ǹjẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ pé kí ni pé Diamond Arena ti wà ní sísí sílẹ̀ fún lílò báyìí fún gbogbo èyíkéyìí ayẹyẹ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wá gbọ̀ngàn ayẹyẹ tó wà classic tó tóbi dáadáa tó sì gbẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀yàn fún onírúurú ayẹyẹ gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ ṣe bíi wedding receptions, retirement, birthday celebrations, seminars, funeral receptions, AGM meetings, religious programs, end of the year parties, anniversary lónìrànràn, reunions, graduation ceremonies àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ pẹ̀lú àyíká tó stand out with 100% serenity. Ẹ má wulẹ̀ làágùn jìnnà Diamond Arena ní ìdáhùn sí ìbéèrè ọkàn yín ròyìn ò tó àfojúbà ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ kẹ́yìn ló gbà pé optimum standard gbà ní ètò ààbò wà digbílà yingin tẹ́ máa yè tó ṣe páàkì ọkọ̀ sí tó fẹ́ dáadáa ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá ńkọ́ ọ̀nà standby level ló ń bẹ níkàlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sí ìjákúrekú iná ọba lọ́dọ̀ wọn àwọn ẹ̀rọ amúlétutù tó kù rè bí òjò ń bẹ níbẹ̀ hayayaya Diamond Arena fún bookings ẹ kàn sí Diamond Arena lónìí ní plot 3 ní ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ Diamond Park tó wà ní ìrẹwọlédé nínú Ìlọrin nípínlẹ̀ Kwara bákan náà lẹ́tọ́ lè kàn sí wa lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára www.diamondarena.com.ng tàbí kẹ́ gbà wá láago 09136700075 Diamond Arena gbọ̀ngàn tó wà classic tó ta lẹ́nu yẹ́rìyẹ́rì. Diamond Arena ní gbọ̀ngàn tó wà láàyè.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, and this morning at this point we are looking at the controversy in the Kano State APC, where the Kano State APC have written to the National Judicial Council concerning the removal of Abdullahi Umar Ganduje as the APC National Chairman. Now, they noted that the complaint was never served on Dr. Ganduje and no invitation was issued to him to attend the purported disciplinary proceedings against him at the Kano State High Court. And I'd like to hear your thoughts quickly before we round off on the program.
Well, just as I've said, you see, the political leaders as well as the politicians, let me use the general language. The politicians will always like to use any available office to protect their interests. And the office that are supposed to remain sacrosanct and then maintain high level of integrity is the judicial offices. And if we allow the state governors in whatever form who happen to be the subnational figure to at least put judiciary in their state into their pockets, honestly, it's very dangerous for our judicial system in the country. And I often said that when you look at the case of Ganduje,
yes,
you see now, because I don't want to trying to preempt, but you will see that because the party ruling in that state is no more APC, and that is why you can see all these things coming up now. Let me tell you, who took the matter to court? Who? In all what have been written, I've never seen either group of people or even party themselves, the APC, that took the matter to the court, that said that Ganduje should not parade himself again. Where did the order emanated from? In whose interest is that order being emanated? Naturally, I'm very good. The judges will always act based on what they brought before them, the report, even the charges and whatever, and it is based on that they will give their rulings or whatever the law that apply in it. But there is more to this. Being a learned man, at the same time, your lordship has that right to do some further things in order to at least galvanize their position. That is the way. It is one of the referred seats as far as our life is concerned, not only the country, because the seat of an average judge, after them, it is God. So when we now believe this is a reverse seat, automatically whatever will be emanated from that seat should be something that is outside sentiment. It should be something that remain impartial, and that is why part of the a request from that is that they want to look at in which interest is the judges. That is assess the potential disciplinary measure if found that Honorable Justice Manuel Laba acted beyond his jurisdiction or display conduct unbecoming of a judicial officer. That is part of the point.
In other words, in what interest?
In what interest
did he pass the judgment?
Protecting. And that is why they request. And I want to thank the Kanu APC for taking this. That shows they are mature. Otherwise, they will have start causing one crisis or the other. But now they say, okay, you have made your judgment. Fine, we don't have problem with your judgment. But let us write the NJC. From there, the NJC will now tell us if the order you gave has actually met the judgment or he has actually met the expectation of the people or in accordance with the rule of law.
Not just even with the rule of law, with the party's constitution.
With the party's constitution.
Because according to the party's constitution.
Because they are saying they have not brought, as a party,
yes,
they have not brought any case before you.
And they have to
and even though they have any issue, there are internal mechanisms within the party
that can be used, yes,
that they need to explore before they go out. All these things has not come up. Then who is that individual? Because if it is the same word that has that power to take that matter to court, is the one that write the NJC. Automatically, we need to be more informed as far as that pronouncement from that judge is concerned.
All right, Madam. Quickly, let's touch on just a sentence. Let's touch on court's intervention in party crisis. At what point do you think the court should intervene in party crisis? We've had different scenarios from Rivers State to many other states like that. At what point do you think?
In Nigeria? You know, one thing I appreciate some judges, anytime they brought all the party matter, they say, first of all, go back
and settle
it within your party things. That at the end of the day, you will now come up when the hearing goes to certain level that you want to withdraw the case. You have your own party internal mechanism. Go and use it to settle it. And that is what I expect many of these are judges that handle these political situations to see how they can allow both parties in kind of conflict to go and look at alternative conflict resolution so that they will not continue to put some blame on the decks of the judges. You know, the politicians will always have a way of finding escape route in whatever, and as a result of this, that's why we call on the Nigerian Judicial Council, NJC, to see how they will at least regulate even the political cases, how the judges will handle it in such a way that the politician will not blemish the record of the court that is handling their case. Honestly, the judges are people with unblemished record. They are full of integrity, well-learned, and at the same time, they are highly patriotic. But the politicians will always find a way of getting into them in order to have their way, which the NJC has that sacrosanct responsibility to make sure Nigerians believe in the court and see the court as the hope of the common man.
Thank you so much, Malam Abiodun Yita. Our time is fast spent at this moment. I really appreciate your submissions concerning these two issues, and our time is actually fast spent. We won't be taking the last topic. We wanted to look at the state of public schools, the deplorable state in Kwara State. I sincerely apologize. Our time is fast spent. We just have 1 minute to round off.
Just 1 minute
on the program.
Just 1 minute.
We just have
that you told me as the secretary of the Kwasu in the state. We have issue of our 100% concurs with the governor. He should please try to pay 100% concurs to the lecturers in the colleges of education in the state. Please, that is what I request.
Thank you so much for coming on the program, Malam Yita. And hopefully tomorrow we'll look at this particular topic where stakeholders in Kwara State are currently at loggerheads over the deplorable infrastructure in government schools. They should be the front burner on our discussion tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. I really sincerely apologize to those who sent messages that we couldn't take, who called and we couldn't pick their calls. I sincerely apologize. Special thanks to my producer, Mr. Taiwo Adediran, as well as the general manager, Mr. Michael Abiodun Olanrewaju. Thank you so much. Let's do this again tomorrow. My name remains Nedu Okorie. My friends call me Odogu. Since you are my friend, you can call me Odogu. Stand by for the news at 10 in Yoruba language. Have a wonderful day.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough